Alright, welcome back to Demon Lord 2099 Anime Review Episode number 4. Review is a 7-8 for series. 7 is pretty much the conclusion to the first half of the series. Well, season anyways. It's the first finish of basically up in Book 1. Episode 8 starts up the very next arc. So, 7 is called Demon Lord Resurrection, and then the other one is basically Cyberpunk. I think it's Cyberpunk City. I think it's Cyber City, Cyber Magic City, Akabara, which also was the name of the second book, believe it or not. Yes. So, we'll begin with the last episode. We have the Demon Lord fighting off against Marcus. And basically to begin their fight. And the fight lasts a lot of the episode. One point is like, I think he's a little strong because he's got 1 million subscribers. And Takahashi proceeds to also hack all the screens across Sengoku and basically broadcast him basically streaming all over the place. Like, people are like, I'll see you guys when I get home. Him getting a lot more powerful, and him blowing Marcus for a while. He basically overwhelms Marcus, where Marcus is, at one point Marcus is blowing the arms up, but like basically, thanks to this newfound power he gets to go to his third form. A giant dragon who carries a sword. And Melikana is scared to see his butt. She has no problem with it all. After all these attacks, doesn't anything else. They proceeds to stab Marcus after he had begged him, get on his knees and begged him, offer a chance to inside. He said no, so he proceeds to pick up Marcus with the sword after being stabbed with it, and then proceed to hold the sword up and use one finger and push him down right into the Infernal Furnace. And reigniting the power because he doesn't want the power to lose this city he likes so much. And then pretty much afterwards we see Graham has defeated the robots he was battling the previous episode. And he has taken the Marcus secretary as his assistant. And because they go off later on in the episode where they go off on some mission. He's briefly seen next episode because stuff related to what's going on in the next episode. Yes, so... And then right after they leave, of course, basically, Demon Lord admits he loves Melikana. And then after they leave, then Takahashi reunites them. Of course, she hugs Melikana. And also they get a brand new apartment, which I think this one belonged to Takahashi's late friend. So I guess they figured that was part of a settlement with basically the company. They get this brand spanking new apartment, probably good pay. And they say, the company got a new director after the previous director died. Who the director is, I don't know. I think you watch it like, we're just trying to move on. We're just trying to do something else here. And of course, and then after they get the new apartment, and then next episode we see Demon Lord finishing up a 3-hour marathon stream. 72 hours. And I'm like, you couldn't take a break for a nap or something? I mean, being awake for 3 straight days is not a good idea. So, then of course Takahashi is finding, she's a high school. No, or she's a teenager. Of course, basically, she's high school. So, looking for a basic magical book. Possible location of the air vessels. And they know at least 2 are at least dead. Aside from Marcus, and look at the other ones. So then, of course, they put undercover in the school. Takahashi goes with him. He goes to go to this high school in this other city, Akadatsu, I think it's called. But before we get there, we actually see this character. This brand new character. Her name is Hazuki Renard Yamada. She's basically seeing like this tap saying, and someone saying, "I'm sorry," multiple times. And as for who's saying this, don't know. She's voiced by, in English dub, Magadana Marie. That's who's credited as her English dub actress. She briefly looks at her classmates, and there's not much else here. And after they arrive at the train station, of course, they have the problem with the ID ballot that basically argue with robots. And then he arrives at the school and is like, he apparently is like, basically see your treasury, and the principal buys his basic explanation of why he's here, which Takahashi is surprised the fact basically we go through that. And like, we're basically testing school. And then we see something I didn't expect to see in this episode series. Like, after the introductions of everybody to this new school, and then let's test the magic of power. Something you see in common in fantasy anime, where they have this crystal or crystal ball, where they put their hand over and see the magic level. His, of course, breaks. I should point out, though, this has happened a couple of times. Very rarely this has happened. Now, this has happened with main characters, really basic adventures, and the power is OP. One of the famous examples of this is actually Failure Frame, where in the opening episode, all these students got a chance to test their power, and, well, and of course also, like, oh, by the way, and then of course our teacher is basically, her name is Meg Rosanda, who was voiced by Caitlin Barr. Yep, I did not expect to see her in this series. It's been a while since I've actually come across with her something in it. This is only the 30-second anime. Last one I came across her in it was, I kid you not, it was actually Fairy to One Hero's Quest was the last anime I heard her voicing. Last new anyways. Yeah, so she plays the teacher, Meg Rosanda, which she's the one basically trying this stuff out, and well, that's pretty much basically, I was like, and the episode ends like, ooh, we have something more going on here, and that's the episode. Really good here. Yes, and I can't wait for the next episode, which will air soon. Well, actually not air soon, it basically shows up there. Basically, the plan is to basically watch and review the newest episode, Case Closed, after my comic run, and back here for the last 4 episodes, excuse me. Yep. But yeah, that's the episode review. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is a Comic Corner. Yep. It is one of 2 I actually have ready to go. Okay, thanks for you. Bye.